The Leviathan is winging its way to a holotable near you soon, members of the tribe, and I just want to say one thing is don't panic! But maybe panic just a little bit. Let's break down all things Leviathan, the upcoming galactic chase, and how soon I think it's coming. Alrighty, so we have received our little newsletter from the wonderful people at Capital Games to tell us that the Mark 6 Interceptor is winging its way over to the holotables very, very shortly. The release date for the galactic chase of this ship is tomorrow. Friday, guys. It's going to be active for about 8 or 9 days, and we are going to have to use fleet energy in order to farm it. It is exactly the same as the wonderful Thai Dorito that we had only recently. Now, if we were to take information and learnings that we had from the Thai Dorito, we can assume that getting this ship to 7 stars is going to be a relatively easy affair should you have the crystals, which I think I do. I do. It costs about 7,000 crystals or so. How many crystal refreshes should you be doing? Well, it all kind of depends on how much you can afford, but let's be honest, the most important thing, guys, preload your ship energy. You can see I'm completely capped out on this ship energy right now in preparation of the event going live tomorrow. If you can get your energy up to 999 and then do one final refresh and then just gather any bonus energy that you have, that will be the best way of preparing yourself ahead of the time, so you'll be able to do lots and lots of sims at the start to really get a head start on this next galactic chase. So, how many refreshes are you going to need to do a day? It really kind of depends on your luck. There is a drop rate that is tied entirely to the energy of the node. So the higher the energy of the node, the higher the drop rate is, which means hard nodes are going to have the highest drop rates. However, you can basically farm whatever you want and still get those shards. I have a node that I'm going to be farming that I'm going to get into a little bit later. But when we talk about how many refreshes are you going to need per day, I would say on average, if you really want to get this thing to 7 star, make sure that at least at the start you're doing all of the 50s, all of the 100s, and maybe 1 or 2 of the 200s. Okay, and I appreciate that's a pretty expensive daily crystal investment. But if you do not farm this ship to 7 star now, you cannot guarantee that you're going to get the unlock of the Leviathan the first time it comes around. Okay, so what I like to do on these events is, yes, I do all the 50s, I do all of the 100s, and I usually do the 3 200s at the start. Okay, I care more about making sure that I get that 7 star before the event than I care about am I wasting too many crystals here? Yes, everybody should be a little bit conservative with their crystals, but that's not the approach that I'm personally going to take. As for what node, like I said, the drop rate is tied to the energy. So if you're doing 10 energy farms, it's not going to make any difference because you're going to be doing more sims and the drop rates will adjust itself, and in the end, it should equal out. However, one small piece of advice that I can give you is that I'm personally going to be farming this node here, 3C. And you might be asking yourself, hey Scribble, why are you farming 3C? And I would give you an answer and I'd say, hey dude, I don't have a lot of the relic levels that are required for the Leviathan. I am very far behind when it comes to relic requirements. I need a lot of signal data and I need a lot of relic gear. Okay, now the actual gear levels on my characters are fine. If we jump into my account, I will show you very shortly. I have all of the requirements favorited currently. So we've got Revan, Malak, HK, Darth Maul, Basti, Sith Empire Trooper, Sith Trooper Sortie, and Sith Assassin. The ships will handle themselves. However, we need R9 on Revan and Malak, we need R7 on HK, mine's only R1, R7 on Maul, mine's only R5, R7 on Basti, no relics on her yet. Sith Empire Trooper needs to be R7, he's currently R5. Sith Trooper needs to be R7, he's only R1. Sortie and Sith Assassin also need to go to Relic 5, and I have no relic levels on them either. So whilst I'm done for gear, I do need a lot of signal data and a lot of relic gear. Okay, so the reason I'm farming 3C is that it converts into that armor tech. And if we go over to the scavenger over here, we can go over and we can check out Zin Biddles, for example. We know that I can convert these pieces, which is on node C3, into Zin Biddles. All right, I know I've got 164 right now and I can drop it down to 32. All right, I can convert that into 32. So I could farm this, and I could use it to convert into Zimbiddles. If we take a look very quickly at my Swigger Events gear page, taking a look at the 210,000 worth of crystals that I need to be prepped for this event, and we go down to Zimbiddles, we see that I need another, well, I need a total of 150 Zimbiddles, okay? That is a lot. That is a lot. I need another 48 or so impulse detectors, which is also quite a lot. But this is really one of my biggest bottlenecks right now, that and electrium conductors. So the reason I'm choosing to farm these instead of the Zimbiddles is instead of the impulse detectors, is impulse detectors you can actually get from those scavenger deals that come in. Provided you've got your characters favorited that are high relics, you can get a purchase pack from the daily scavenger deal that gives you 20 impulse detectors for 3,200 crystals. You also get a girder keypad, you also get a little bit of signal data and some other smattering of less important gear. But it turns out that 3,200 is cheaper than buying it from the weekly shipments. So it's actually a very, very good purchase, probably the best purchase that the daily scavenger deal can give you. And as I have the crystals at hand to do it, that's how I'll mostly be getting these. And I do have a number of gear here, bits of gear here that I can easily convert and, you know, get just a little bit more. How much was that in total? There, I'm using this for my own calculations. About 20 additional impulse detectors there, and I need to get to 80, so I need another 48 impulse detectors. But for me, personally, I need far more Zimbiddles right now. And the conversion rate is actually pretty good at 18. We can also go to the girder keypads and we can farm the fusion furnaces for the same energy. However, it has the same drop rates as the armor tech, and the conversion rate is less. And I need less girder keypads in general as well. So at the moment, I'm holding off on this. I'm still going to be farming these in other ways, but currently, as the drop rate is the same for these fusion furnaces as it is for the armor tech, these ones here, and I'm getting a better conversion rate into Zimbiddles, I'm probably going to be farming that 3C node to try and really maximize my returns and help me get the relic levels that I need. All right, and the reason I'm concerned about this, guys, is we haven't had the official release date of the Leviathan just yet. All we've had is hints and suggestions from CG. All we've been told is that we are getting, 2 ships before the Fury class Interceptor is farmable. Is available, okay? So Fury class Interceptor comes at the end of this next conquest. It starts in 4 days, it lasts for 2 weeks, which means in 2 weeks and 4 days, we will have our first 7 stars Fury class Interceptors if you have been red boxing. And if you haven't been red boxing, take a quick moment, like this video, and go over here, up there in the corner, you'll see my video guides on how to red box this particular version of Conquest. Very easy, actually, guys, very easy, especially with your boys Scribbly here helping you out. Okay, so make sure you do that and subscribe while you're at it. Thank you very much. Okay, so the Fury class Interceptor is going to be available at 7-star at the end of the next conquest. You know, provided you've been red boxing and you red boxed that last conquest. We would have then had the 2 additional marquee events or galactic chase events that CG said they were going to have. They also said in their post when the Leviathan was first announced that if you want to get the Leviathan, you need to make sure that you are getting your Sith ships done. You need to make sure that you're getting your Fury class Interceptor done as quickly as possible. Now, I'm not suggesting that in 2 weeks and 4 days, once Conquest is over, the Leviathan event will immediately start, but I wouldn't put it past CG, okay? They might well wait for these galactic chases to go fully farmable as free-to-play, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt they're going to wait another 3 months to let us farm up for the Leviathan. If I was you guys, I would operate under the assumption that the Leviathan is going to come out at latest in a month. Okay? So you really need to push for those relic levels now that you can. I'm going to be redirecting all of my focus into farming signal data, into farming gear to convert down into relic gear in order to take all of my characters up to those relic levels. Because as you've seen, guys, I am actually very, very far behind. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Leviathan is actually going to come sooner or later? I personally like to prepare for worst case scenarios, so I would like to be ready as soon as possible. Within reason, of course. I think it is entirely doable for me at this point, but I'm a little concerned that CG are going to catch us unawares, and it's going to come out a little bit sooner than we expected. Let me know your thoughts, your comments. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.